Hi, welcome to my channel Malachita Stitches. So in this video I basically wanted to do a comparison of some finishes, cross stitch finishes, and show you the difference between what a counted cross stitch kit will look like. I have some finished ones here, and what stamped kits will look like finished. Now I have to put my hands up and say I've only ever finished two stamped kits before. I have some giant ones and I am aiming to finish at least one of them, at least one in my lifetime, hopefully. I'll keep my fingers crossed and I'll touch wood. The table that this is on is made of wood, so I'm touching wood that I get the chance to do that. So I've picked out a smaller one that I've just finished last year and another one that's been finished for a couple of years that's a bit bigger. This one is 14 count and this one is 11 count. So I'll show you what the two of these look like. And these are some HAEDs, so some counted cross stitch. HAED stands for Heaven and Earth Designs for anyone who doesn't know what that is. And it's just basically one out of quite a few different brands, like quite well-known brands who produce patterns for counted cross stitch. For counted cross stitch projects. I was looking for the right word there. They do kits, and you can also just buy the pattern and kit them up yourself. And I usually just kit them up myself. Because I live in the UK, and to get a kit sent over from America costs quite a lot of money, and we have to pay import taxes and things. So it just works out better if you're in the UK to make your own ones, which is easy enough to do, but that's the subject of another video. So I'm just going to show you some of my finishes, which again, the picture will be up to people's personal taste, but it's to give you an idea of how they turn out. And this video is basically aimed at just in general people who are interested in cross stitch, who like watching videos about it. Hopefully you'll find it quite interesting, just something else to watch. Or it could be also aimed at people who are just new to the hobby, who don't know the difference between stamped kits and counted cross stitch kits. You might know the difference or have a good idea, but you maybe don't know how they would turn out when you put in all the hours and hours and hours, let's be honest, because it's a very time consuming hobby, of work. Work or pleasure, because it is pleasure as well. So it's just to give you an idea of what the finished product will look like, to compare the both and decide which one you want to do. Or it could be that you've only ever done the counted type of cross stitch and you want to try a stamped one, but you're not sure and you want to get an idea of what it'll look like, or vice versa. You might have only done stamped and you're curious to try. So it's good to see what your outcome will be. And obviously, again, like I said, the pictures, you'll choose the picture to do that you want to do depending on whatever you're interested in. But this is to give you just an idea. So I've got a smaller one. Well, I've got a couple of smaller ones. 3 smaller ones here, although I've done more than that, but I've got a couple, and I've got a bigger one. So smaller ones, this is the artist is called Julie Vane, and this is Mini Celestial Night. So you get mini versions and big versions. I think that's the same with most brands, and of course I've mentioned Heaven and Earth Designs, but there are other really good pattern makers out there that you can look up who do really similar types of things. So they all turn out more or less similar type of thing. So I'll show you up a little bit closer, because you might want to see up close and get an idea of, because I always want to see how pixelated they are and how pixelated they might look. So that was a mini version, which was a condensed down version that they make of the regular. It's called regular, but it's the big size. So that's one. I'll show you another one. This is my very first one. This has actually been washed. It was done on Easy Count by Lisa Parker, and one of the Wolf. And again, what I like about these is that they really do look, without getting my Pattern Keeper out, which is the app I use to store the patterns on, and it shows you what the picture looks like. Excuse my tickly throat. This is what it looks like. That's a mini condensed down from the bigger version. I still think the detail is really, really good on that. And I'll show you another one, just another little mini one. This is a Jasmine Beckett Griffith one, a mini again. This is Mini Oakenmead. So that's to give you an idea, and I'll show you a bigger one as well. This is actually my favourite one. So again, this is called 1, O-N-E, just the number 1. You can look that up on their website if you want to try and get the pattern for that. This has got Krynic, shiny thread in it. I think with this the mini would have been fine, because I've seen some people doing it and it turns out really similar to this actually. But I just love this picture so much. It's going up on my wall at some point. And I wanted the big one, and it was a pleasure to make. It really was a pleasure to make. I think there was only about 30 odd colours in this. So that's to give you an idea of how counted cross stitch, full coverage ones will turn out. Okay, so the pros of that are obviously they look really similar to the actual picture, to the actual piece of artwork. The disadvantage of that is you have to do all the counting, excuse me, and it takes a lot longer because this is 25 count, so 25 stitches by 25 stitches per inch. Here is a couple of inches from stamped kits. This is a 14 count stamped kit. Excuse me. You can see what that looks like. You can make up your own opinion about that. It was a pleasure to do. No counting involved. 14 stitches by 14 stitches per inch makes it much quicker to do. And this is the bigger one that I finished. I got both of these from the Chinese website AliExpress. This is a Magnolias one. I think it's upside down. Okay, so this is birds. Bird here. And a bird here. So again, I'll let you make up your own minds about them. What I did find was that the colours didn't really match the colour on the picture, because this was supposed to be a bright teal colour and it turned out it's a lot more grey. So the actual colour, this is an 11 count one, sorry I forgot to say. The actual colour didn't match and I was a bit annoyed about that at the time, but it's not too different. I'll show you up a bit closer. So that is just really to give you an idea of how the different ones turn out. So the advantages and disadvantages for me of these big stamped kits is advantages first, because I like to be positive. Less brain work involved. When you're tired at night and you've got an hour to stitch, you don't have to think about counting and making mistakes and taking things out. The symbols are already on the Aida, the fabric for you. Much quicker to do, because again this will be 11 by 11 stitches per inch. Much quicker to finish it, and quite therapeutic, has to be said. The reason why I do these is because it's quite therapeutic, and especially if you're not having to use your brain and think to count. So you're not counting, and obviously when you're doing a counted one there's much more chance for mistakes to get made, so you really have to be on the ball and you have to count. And the amount of times that myself, and I'm sure most of other people, have made a mistake and then you have to go and take it out, or you've got a big mistake if you can't be bothered taking it out. With this type of thing you don't have to worry about that. But what does the end product look like? So I'll let you make up your mind. You're welcome to comments, and I don't mind what your comments are as long as they're obviously not too horrible. But yeah, let me know what you think. And that was just to give you an idea if you're trying to decide what type of cross stitch to get into or what to try. You want to try one or the other to get an idea of how they're going to turn out. Do I want to spend my money on one of these kits or not? So hopefully this video has been quite useful for you. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and you'll see lots more videos on my channel about different cross stitch topics. Thank you for watching.